Hello and welcome to a very exciting special video for the Dark Horse. I am TDH Fubu, so happy for you to all join in and checking us out. Now, as you know, we've minted almost 2 weeks ago on June 1st. Now, we want to first thank everybody for your support, purchasing our NFT access passes, joining our Discord and becoming a member of the Beer Crew. And what's more, we've been listening and interacting with our community, and we've got some really interesting updates to share with you right here today. But first off, I'd like to just check in on some of our core team members and see, how they feel about it since June 1st when we've minted. So joining us today, we have the Dark Horse herself, Bianca Bustamante. Woo, woo. Daryl Young, who's Bianca's manager and our overall business lead for the entire Dark Horse project. Lance, who is our creative and project lead, and of course, TDH Brogan, your friendly Discord neighbor. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining. Maybe first off, I'll just throw to Bianca. How are you feeling generally about the Dark Horse project so far, now that we've minted officially a couple of weeks ago?
Well, it is a lot of fun. Like I'm enjoying so much myself in the Discord server. Like it's super crazy. There's this amazing environment, amazing energy, and the people. We are a community that's just growing. This because we started and the mint was not so long ago, and it's just amazing how I can be myself around them, and they can get to know me and interact with me.
Excellent. You mentioned community a bit. I'm going to ask Brogan. As our sort of lord of the manor for Discord server. How are you feeling so far? With the community interaction so far.
I've been absolutely blown away with the support that everyone's gave, the feedback that we're getting off everyone, and a lot of the feedback there has been that they see it as a bit of their second home. So that's just been absolutely amazing to sort of see. And they're just supportive of how the whole team is interacting with everyone, and the messaging that they're giving back is that it's unlike any other Discord server that they've been in. So that's something I'm really blown away with.
Exciting stuff. Where do you think most of the members are interacting? Because I know I see a lot of comments from Question of the Day, QOTDs, and then Outfit of the Day as well. Like where are some of the interesting tidbits that you found so far with Discord?
Well, there's always everything in general, all the random chat that goes on as well. We've just created a channel last night, Beer Zoo, to go along with the Beer Crew. So so that's been interesting. So I'm sure that's going to be going off too. Chat to Bianca is always full of shit talking as well, even when Bianca's not on. And I'm like, hey guys, Bianca's not on. And they're like, yep, cool, no worries, and still talking there. But it's all good. Like, just love the interaction with everyone.
Yeah, they're a lively bunch. I'm gonna turn back to Bianca. And I don't want to get straight into the hard topics, but in your videos and interviews, you've mentioned a couple of times that you've had some negative feedback from some of your supporters about why you're getting into NFTs, right? Like comments like, "This is a scam. Why are you doing NFTs when you should be concentrating on racing?" What are your thoughts about that?
Well, at first it can be a bit hurtful, and demoralizing, knowing that the amount of hard work we've all put in it, like not just me myself, but the whole team. And I just personally, I think the project is just really misunderstood. Like NFTs and Web3 are so new, especially in motorsport. Not many people are very known to it or open-minded about it, and they're very so quick to judge, mainly because they don't understand what we are doing, and they probably think I'm trying to sell just a picture of myself, which is like the first thing that comes to mind when people think about NFTs. But it's not that. It's far from it, actually. And we started this for sure, like trying to raise funds and help me go out and get the best out of myself as an athlete. But maybe most people don't understand, but besides W Series covering my race costs, which is the most important of all, I still have to think of myself, as a 17-year-old teenager living in America. There's a lot of basic needs that I need for myself, like living, food, training, or just school activities that I have to put budget into. And I need to not think of those, I guess, or to not worry about them if I'm gonna have food the next day, to concentrate on my driving and becoming a top driver like I always dreamt of being. And like this couple of years that's about to come is very important for me as a driver. It's very critical for me to develop as fast as I could. And that's why we thought of using this platform when I discovered NFTs, mainly because of the community aspect. Like, just how many, like, thinking about it, there's like so many fans out there of racing and motorsport, and imagining all of those, like all those people just supporting a driver that they truly see potential in, and being a part of their journey. And yeah, like the fan experience, I've got a bit of a taste of the fans in Miami during my first ever race, and it was just amazing. Like the energy they give, the support they give, and it's something that's just so important, especially for someone just starting her career as an athlete. And so I really think that the whole team is very supportive, and the Dark Horse team is here to try and help me succeed, and I see how much work that goes behind it. That's why I'm not just sad for myself, but for the whole team, really. Like we do all these calls, all these meetings, just to make the best of out of everything. And then I see all these comments, and they can get a bit frustrating sometimes. And but yeah, I do hope that people don't see this as a scam. It is something that I put so much passion into and so much work. And although we've been through some tough times, I want to push forward because I'm doing this because I'm doing something that I love. I'm doing this for racing, and that is why the initiative of all of this. I believe that it takes a village, a community, or a chosen family to raise a champion, and to have Beer Crew alongside me behind the scenes working together and being a part of my path to Formula One is something that I really think deeply about.
Yeah. Yeah, and I remember you talking about this in a separate interview, and like I think one point that really sticks out is, look, I mean, I think people who don't understand something new, they tend to be a little bit more sort of negative about it or aggressive against it. So I think, I guess haters will be haters, but like keep your chin up, and we're all here for you. Um, Daryl, just want to check in on you as well, like from a manager's perspective, right? Like, what are your thoughts on the Mint so far, 2 weeks on?
Yeah, it's been exciting times for sure. The whole Dark Horse team has been, we've been meeting every day for the past couple months, kind of building this project. And I think anytime it's something like a pioneering project or something new, because this really isn't done a lot in motorsport. Actually, I haven't seen many projects similar to this at all. But that also comes with a lot of learning from our team. We're working all the time to understand the project, listening to the community, trying to see what works, what doesn't work. Yeah, it's not easy for sure, but it's been a lot of fun. I can definitely tell you the Dark Horse team, we've had a lot of good moments and a lot of brainstorming, a lot of ideas, and that's actually part of why we're here, what we do. Trying to make something that's exciting for the fans, something that's can really support Bianca. That's one thing that I love also about the Dark Horse team, is that we're here to ultimately get Bianca up the racing ladder, and that there's so much we can get into about that overall, but in general, that's the key thing about this project. And yeah, for sure, like the minting day came, and we actually built quite a good Discord, and we had a lot of people building up on socials and people that whitelisted. But ultimately, when it came to minting day, we didn't get the amount of mints that we were looking for to hopefully kind of get more traction, because it's a project that we didn't expect like a sellout. When we did minting, it's something that's very new and it takes time for people to understand. But we did expect a bit more traction, so probably that's leads to kind of understanding that there probably is a communication gap, because when we talk to people in the industry in NFTs or people that in motorsport, we speak to people about it, and we got lots of positive feedback. We actually have very, like, besides Bianca receiving some comments, you know, the team itself in the Discord, we never get any negative comments because we really are doing this with heart. I think we're doing it to give back to motorsport and try to do something unique. And I think people are seeing that, but it's kind of obviously mismessaged if it's not getting really that backing. And that probably has a couple of reasons that we've been working hard as a team, analyzing, understanding, because we are looking at this not as a quick flip project like many people think NFTs are, and that's why that word scam comes. You know, we have a team that's dedicated to seeing this project through, and that means getting feedback, adjusting and adapting, and that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to make changes. We're going to, you know, push harder for rewards because ultimately there's two types of people that we feel kind of fit this project. First is like the Bianca fan or motorsport fan, you could say, people that want to back a young driver, back Bianca, and go on a journey with her. And same with the motorsport fan, is someone that is, I guess, looking for something different, something unique, following a young driver up the ladder and being a part of that journey. So that's basically what this is about. It's about a fan experience. It's not, you know, we could have looked at a lot of different platforms, like you could say crowdfunding, like fandom, or different kinds of things that exist. But we're aiming more so at looking at a way to give back to the fans and actually have them integrated and build that community. Because it's not just like, oh, you back Bianca with a bit of cash and that's it. You know, the whole point is it's the user experience. We want fans to be invested and be like have a interest to learn and see what's going on and kind of have their time be useful and be a part of that journey. I think that's ultimately what we're looking at. And yeah, that's what it is. And then on the other side, there's the kind of crypto heads or NFT collectors, you know, and that's another side of people that we're looking at. And that's part where we're looking probably at more rewards, looking at different activities where we can do to get people having that journey, not just as a fan of motorsport, but also as an NFT collector, what that could look like. So yeah, these are all things we're analyzing and we're looking at, and it's been really a fun journey, and the team has been awesome. Like we have a few of our team members here today, but there's a lot more of us on this team. It's quite a big team, and we're always looking at new ideas and working through it.
So yeah, so I mean, sales has been lower than expected, but I think it definitely gives us a chance to listen to our community more and really incorporate the feedback, the sentiments to benefit, you know, the audiences that you talked about, right? Like, you know, the Bianca fan or the pure motorsport fan, and then but then also the crypto investor, you know, and some may overlap, but some may not as well. So you know, it's about doing something that benefits both of our audience bucket group. So thanks, Daryl, for giving us your analysis on the status of the project so far. You know, you talked a lot about learnings, right? Like, what are some of the, you know, and you kind of just got into the positives a little bit, but you know, just to you know, I guess hammer that in again. You know, what are some of the positive things that you've seen come out of this project? You know.
Well, I think, like, as mentioned before, like Brogan and Bianca were mentioning, because I guess they are the most active in it. All of us in the team are there and jump in and out, but Brogan and Bianca are there all the time, and that interaction is something that you just can't create. I think the amount of interest from fans, so that, like, it's been great, and we'd love to see that the Discord team grow up more, build up more, and it's a place where we have community and people can discuss, and it's actually not just about Bianca and the fan. It's also about people with similar interests, like interested in motorsport and just or have similar things that they like, and building that community to discuss amongst each other. That's exactly what it's about, and that's what racing is about. So it's a place where people can talk about motorsport, and I think that's most important. So yeah, shout out to Brogan for doing such an awesome job there, and it's great to have Bianca in there all the time, despite her kind of busy schedule, just giving insights and things, and yeah, just being a part of the community. And then secondly, probably a lot of meaningful collaborations. You know, that's a great thing about the NFT space. Web3 is about other communities joining together. So we've spoken with we've been working alongside several different communities, all sorts of different groups, you could say. People that are into racing, people that are into art, people that are women in sports, or just women into NFTs. There's been so many different communities, and Bianca's been part of a lot of AMAs, chatting with people, and that's also what it's about. That's what we've seen all across the space is communities reaching out to each other and interacting, and that's actually part of that that whole Web3 idea. It's not as simple as just our own community. It's about reaching out and creating different discussions and different topics, and that's something exciting as well, for sure. And there's a lot more things coming up that we plan to talk about, like I also like getting people from Web 2, as we call it, like the regular kind of internet or social media users, getting them into Web 3 has also been interesting. I think that's been very positive because people are learning about it and they're like, hey, actually, this is really makes a lot of sense. It's a really different interaction. And I think that's probably, like I said before, it's a lot misunderstood. But getting people to understand that's actually really rewarding as well. So that this project has been really involved with that, and building on that. And it just takes time. I think it's been a busy couple months, but we're aiming at what we're doing the rest of the year. And probably Lance, who's our creative director in the project, is doing a lot of the, has a lot of exciting things planned up. So he'll probably get into that a little bit more down the line.
Yeah, but just before we hit that, I did want to revisit a little bit a point that you made earlier, and maybe get Brogan's thoughts on this. So Brogan, Daryl talked about these two distinct sort of audience groups that currently populate our Discord server, right? Like, so have you noticed, certainly because you are the one who's doing a lot of day-to-day management and talking to these guys, interacting with these guys, like, how have you found the experience like? I mean, are we seeing very, very, different types of comments and conversations between these two bucket groups, or are they sort of still kind of overlapping a little bit somewhat?
Yeah, they still do overlap, though I have noticed that there are quite two distinct audiences there too. And in saying that, it's a bit of like that. We have that crypto investor, then we have that fan that we're trying to, either educate or help to get involved in the crypto community. So that's kind of where we've been at, and can be a little bit of a struggle at times to try to go, this is how to set up these systems to put those in place. And we do and understand and are aware of that the onboarding process can be quite difficult, and it can be a steep learning curve. So a big goal of ours, where we've been filming some of those short videos that are in our YouTube channel, to just help you with setting up all those systems to get into crypto itself. But yeah, that's kind of where we've been at lately. Been interesting, and it's been good to talk to everyone and help. I think I've helped a few people out as well. They've opened up some support tickets to run them through how to set up these things too. So that's been interesting as well. Yeah, been enjoyable so far.
Excellent. And Bianca, just looking to you, and we're talking about positives here, and I know that even just outside of the Dark Horse project, you've been getting a lot of nice feedback, positive feedback, and just support from the guys, from people that you have met, right down to people you have been interviewed by, all that sort of stuff. Tell us about how that interaction has been going.
Well, I guess like one of the things that I loved about the whole space really is that how much more I can go in depth, like with me as not just a driver really, but me as a person. Like I couldn't really be this open as I can be on Instagram or any like other social media, because there's just not enough time or just space for me to be able to say that much there. So like whenever I go to these AMAs or live or with other people and to hear their stories, I just get to express myself even more and learn more about myself even, and aside from just that, I get to talk with people from just all over the world and learn more about them, about their culture, and they get to learn more about me, and alongside that, I get to learn more about myself as well. Like we were just like, there's like moments where we make like so many fun memories in the Discord server, like just watching The Greatest Showman, and then I just found out that I'm a terrible singer. Unfortunately, like I can't sing. uh, but yeah, aside from that, it was great knowing that there's so many people that supports me and backs me up. And even though we did get a bit of negativity at the beginning, now that I'm getting more into the space and they know that this is something that I really want to do and not just something that I suddenly got into, you know. But yeah, it's been great. I've gotten a lot of great feedbacks from the pros in this sort of space, and hearing those from them, that's no, that's sort of really inspiring for me to keep on pushing.
Excellent. Well, thanks, Daryl, Bianca, and Brogan for all your comments just now. And now that we've done a deep dive on some of the positives and improvements of the Dark Horse project so far, let's get to the more exciting stuff. Lance here is our Dark Horse's lead project and creative, and he debuts on our Q&A for the first time, I think. So, holla, Lance, how are you feeling?
Hey, how you guys all doing? It's great to finally get my face behind things. I'm usually the shy guy who likes to be in the shadows and, you know, play low key. No, it's good. I think I'm listening to everyone speak, and I think that's what's pretty much amazing about this whole entire Mint experience is that, you know, in a tough time now with COVID and all that, we're seeing in our community little drops of people connecting and really making, you know, an experience together and partaking in it. And I think that one of the things that we've learned in our Mint is that, you know, we've established that there are two buckets of that consumer, and each part, even though we're bucking it off, each section is actually partaking and contributing to our overall project as well. So, you know, the power of Web3 is that inclusiveness, involvement, and everyone kind of has a bit to play all together, and kind of like that anti-system kind of thing, which I think is really cool, that I've always loved about crypto, right? So yeah, I'm excited, and I think this is very representational of life and adapting in sport and learning from experience and going from there, right?
Yeah. And during our last AMA, I mean, we showed the world a sneak peek of the Dark Horse artwork, and I understand that, you know, we've got some further updates for everyone watching tonight here.
Yeah. The big update is our reveal is going to be actually next Saturday, June 18th. 8 p.m. Hong Kong time. So we'll check our socials for the actual time, the local times. So we're super excited. As most of you guys have seen, we've given you stills, but the great thing about the stills is they actually have the helmet, but there's actually a lot more of the animation and incorporation of the Dark Horse. And Bianca worked hard with us too to kind of give variation and put her input to make sure that we really, really represented her, the project itself, and make sure that we provided good artwork so that people not only saw value in the project, but in the artwork, and it represented the hard work that we're all putting in the roadmap and the project and whatnot, community. So super excited. So as Daryl mentioned, we have two buckets. We got the crypto head, and then we obviously have the motorsport and Bianca fan. So we want to address all that. And that being said, we have 4 variants, and it's all going to be shared all together. We have variant 1, which is kind of based off of carbon fiber, which is actually Daryl's inspiration for all the materials that you see on the racetrack in the cars. And then we have variant 2, which is actually inspired by my likings, where I like to kind of go with that spectrum tie-dye crypto kind of aesthetic that is in most of my collection. So maybe one day we'll go through that. And then variant 3 is actually based off of Ember, which is kind of this idea that we kind of came together and created this side theme called Internal Ember, which kind of represented Bianca's passion for the sport, for fans and the community, and even Dark Horse for ours and what we feel for our community as well. And then lastly, I think Bianca's most inspired one is the mix of Dark Horse together called the Sunset, which is actually inspired by the morning sunrise and sunset of her hometown of Laguna. So quite beautiful. And amongst that, we've actually added some rarities to them to make it a little bit more fun for everyone to kind of chase to get all four. I've been a big fan of sports cards my whole life and comic books and collectibles. Many people call me a hoarder, but I like to be called a collector. And yeah, Carbon is a 14% chance of getting that. Spectrum is actually a 20% chance. And then we have Ember at 30 and Sunset at 36. So it's pretty not even off, but it makes it fun for everyone to kind of partake and try to get that full collection, right? So
Excellent. And in terms of, you know, the different variants, these four variants that you talk about, right? Like they all share the same value. So as an investor, when I buy into the NFT, it's not like the different variants got different pricing, right?
yeah, it's ultimately the same. It's more of a visual aesthetic. And the reason why we kind of partook and did this is that we kind of want to, well, we'll slowly be announcing, but we'll be having what we call the chase. And we want to make sure that we have monthly involvements with all the community to establish this. So for example, when you have the chase of collecting all four, there will be a redistribution on a monthly basis to our community as well. And it makes it, and entices people, whoever doesn't have the collection first, the first person that goes in there, you know, they get first dibs on getting the most of that distribution, right? So it makes it fun and people chase, and there's an interactiveness with it too. And, you know, that satisfies also on a fiscal level, kind of that crypto investor as well, so.
So that's certainly some of the rewards and benefits, I think, for Beer Crew members and the Dark Horse NFT holders. Any other stuff that we're doing? You know, like Daryl's been talking a lot about, you know, listening to the community, and I've certainly personally seen quite a few ideas coming from some of our members.
Yeah.
You know, could you share with us any other sort of rewards, benefits, things like that?
Yep. So we've actually given a sneak peek of Bianca's helmet that she's actually going to be debuting in Silverstone. And with that, we're actually going to have that as a special airdrop. And with the adaptability of the project, we're actually going to be dropping series over every month. We're going to be dropping certain amounts. So for anyone who comes in at a later point, they could have a chance of getting it on that month. And in addition to that, people that are involved early and take that chance on us, they have a possibility of getting additional kinds of airdrops. And for each airdrop, you're actually getting essentially a lottery ticket to get that chance at winning Bianca's signed race-worn helmet at the end of the season. And then potentially of the 50 that will be airdropped over the year, we'll also have 50 signed t-shirts or posters. We're gonna actually incorporate the community to choose if they rather have a poster or a tee. And I think a lot of that will be a lot of involvement in the community to see what they want, because we don't want to just put things out that we think is right. We want to make sure we address our community and get what they want as well, right? So aside from that, what I spoke of earlier, the rarity chase, getting all four, and then having that prize pool distribution, which can get really fun. And I know for one, as the hoarder I am, I'm definitely going to be jumping on board and trying to get all four as well. So.
And so, yeah, so a lot of these airdrops and these so-called chases, right? Like, so besides that, Daryl, I just want to turn to you. You know, aside from these airdrops, some of the things that maybe Beer Crews could look out in the near future as well, like, you know, beyond sort of these very NFT specific rewards that they're going to be getting.
Yeah, well, most simple would be the merch pack, because that's something that for everybody that minted 2 or more, and actually anybody that mints 2 or more now, whoever owns 2 up until the end of June, will basically get a merch pack. So that's going to be quite exciting when people start receiving that. We're about 30 to 45 days, we'll be getting those shipped out, and we'll be sending out Google Forms to all the holders so that they have they can put their address and we can send that stuff out to them. And yeah, I think overall that's going to be quite exciting. Lance, do we have any sneak?
So we'll be actually
discussion about what that will be.
Yep. So we'll be dropping off some sneak peeks this next week, and then we'll have a quick vote from the community on which design they prefer, and then from there we'll be executing and sending them out to all the new owners of all these merch packs.
Will it have a panda design?
Panda design, Dark Horse design, I don't know. We'll see. The community seems to want pandas. So
I'm gonna
Not
work
too
on
late.
that panda airdrop for sure.
The dark panda.
In some ways, we got to give what the fans want, right?
yeah, I'm still trying to
look forward to
understand
that.
that because it's the Dark Horse, but everybody wants pandas. So yeah.
Just for the
Maybe-
fans, Bianca, make one panda noise just so that we satisfy everybody during this talk. There we go, folks. Hope you enjoy that.
Oh, I want a horse noise.
No,
What's a horse?
no.
Yes. How does a
Too
horse
much,
sound?
All right, let's
Too
focus.
much.
Let's focus. No, but Daryl, yeah. So the merch pack, and like I remember, in some of the socials we talked about prize pools as well.
Yeah.
Other ways to get everyone involved to join the community, right?
Yeah, so to kind of go through some of the changes coming. Firstly, the OG tier is always meant to be a bit of a more exclusive tier, and it's going to be built a lot of rewards around it. We haven't really fixed everything yet. For example, like we're discussing between like maybe possible in real life meetings with Bianca or in Zoom, or actual rewards like we talk about airdrops. So a lot of these different things that we're going to be coming up with as part of the chase, as Lance mentioned earlier, and then also listening to the community. It's we do hear that and this actually was in our plans all along to have something more inclusive, but we're going to push that forward to kind of make a tier that's easier accessible, so that people can have an NFT that gets them in as part of the BIA crew, gets them in, and we're running a lot of different kinds of competitions for people to try to move up the ladder, get to OG, and I think so. This is going to be a lot of fun doing that and developing this new idea. So of course it's still quite new right now, but we've been thinking a lot and talking to the community and listening as much as we can, and I think that's a big step for us to move forward. So that's going to be quite exciting, and especially coming up with the rewards. We'll be working with Bianca and thinking what these rewards, what do the OGs want, what can we do to make this better and stronger. And maybe Lance, maybe you could talk a little bit about the chase and kind of things going forward.
Yeah, so the chase is essentially we're making it so that the fans want to collect all four, and it's a monthly involvement where there'll be rewards at the end of every month. And obviously as time goes on, those who actually invest earlier have a bigger prize to take under distribution. And then going from there, every month, the pool will then spread amongst all the people that are involved. So say, for example, in the beginning, I know I'm going to be going for all four. I'll get a higher chance of getting more of that prize pool. And then going from there, maybe Adrian jumps on, Rogan jumps on, and the pool gets smaller or whatnot. But it's all about letting the community know that we're giving some kind of return. We appreciate your guys' involvement, and we want to make sure that everyone's happy and growing together.
Yeah, at the end there's nothing fixed. I mean, we're adapting all the time, and especially that, like we talked about before, this is a new project. It's something that we don't know who's going to mint, how the community reacts. You have to react to what is evolving, and this is exactly what we're doing. So yeah, we're really excited about it. Like even the rewards, we're just going to be trying to think about creative ways that people get what they want out of this whole experience.
Excellent. Thanks, Daryl and Lance. And a lot of information to pack in a video, but everybody be sure to stay tuned and check out socials. We're going to be releasing a lot of this information in the coming week or so. And just before we finish off, I guess, Bianca, a lot of stuff here has been talked about, listening, feedbacking, evolving. What do you think of all these updates?
Well, it's a lot to take in, that's for sure. But I do know that we are going towards the right path as we are now. We've worked a lot. We've been on call for almost 4 days straight. I've personally been more involved as I already am, just to make sure that we are going the direction that the people want. And we've been hearing a lot of positive feedbacks, and I am really taking them into deep consideration and how we can push forward in our project. And I do know that there's a lot of great things coming ahead, new changes, but I do believe that changes are for the better. And we are growing consistently and yeah, developing hearing more, and we do love all of the things that you guys say. We make sure that yeah, everything is on track, and I honestly can't wait. And yeah.
I love that little pun that you just said. Everything is on track. Haha, very good. That wraps up our time here tonight on our discussion. Thank you, everybody. As always, we'd love to hear from you. So do let us know what we could do better. The more you share with us, seriously, the better we can respond to what you guys want out of this project. So, please keep those comments coming. We're going to go back to our regular scheduled programming. We're going to have a AMA reveal party this coming Saturday. That's 18th of June at 8 p.m. Hong Kong time. So I hope everyone's going to be there. This has been a special video, but we're going to go back and do interactive AMAs where everyone can make fun of Bianca again. So that's the fun bit, right? Like,
Yeah,
as we all know.
For those waiting, they're waiting to see the NFT reveal before they mint. This is the opportunity. So yeah, I can't wait to see the NFT reveal and the reaction from everyone. And Lance has been doing an awesome job creating that with yeah, it's gonna be fun AMA next week.
And we'll be
Excellent.
reaching out to all the winners of the mint and have them partake with us on our reveal as well. So it'll be exciting times to have our fans with us as well, seeing the new artwork, and it'll be super exciting.
Excellent. Thank you, guys. From Bianca, Daryl, Lance, Brogan, and myself, we wish you guys a great day, a great night, wherever you are. See you next time.